Hey guys, Running Man back again. We're doing Ghost in the Shell today, and we're on episode 23, I believe. Yes, we're on 23 today, and it's called Equinox. Last episode, we had to deal with the last of the Narc squad, and we got through that. Don't fuck with Section 9. And so that was basically the lesson I learned. So cool episode. So we now know the whole story of the Laughing Man, and I guess we're going to see what we're going to do with that information. Yeah, I guess we'll keep this one short. We'll just jump right into it. If you guys please like, comment, subscribe if you have not already. And thank you to my patrons so far for jumping on board with that. For those of you that know, I do have a Patreon, and I currently just have a $5 tier, which gets you episodes 1 week ahead of time. Here in the near future, I'm hoping to kind of update that situation to where we have more perks and different tiers as well. So we're going to be diving into this episode now. We're getting down to it, people. We're getting so we're on 23. There's 26 episodes in this season, so we're very close to finding out the truth. We got Laughing Man on the move here.
We're going after this guy. Assemblyman Kaoru Yakushima, Standing Secretary General of the ruling coalition.
And he was Minister of Health at the time of the Laughing Man incident.
So we know where the armed suit was provided from.
It's getting political as hell in here, holy shit.
And the JMSDF's head accountant accused him of embezzling hidden funds. Then the lead prosecutor on the case was found run over next to a railroad track.
Typical. Trains just don't know where they're going.
What you're saying then, Chief, is as far as this chain of events is concerned, our guy here has more than enough clout to be the one pulling the strings behind it all.
We are going to tug on the last thread we've got left that connects Yakushima to the Laughing Man incident.
Serrano Genomics.
Yeah, go back to that source.
The Laughing Man is probably thinking the same thing. Suppose we run into him. What then?
You arrest him.
Definitely the Major was like, let's say we meet him, run into him, and he happens to dump his memories into you. What do we do? Yeah, asking for a friend.
I'm feeling a bit on edge over all the heightened security measures being taken.
It's nothing to worry about.
Something's gonna go down with this guy.
Come in, it's open.
Okay.
I'm here to see to it that you make good on the promise you made 6 years ago. Will you come with me?
Morning, Mr. Serrano.
Good morning.
You take care, sir.
And he's walking right with him. No one could see him.
Yeah, visual.
That's nuts to be able to just hack everybody.
Something's not right. Just don't lose him.
It'll take that unmarked police car about an hour to reach Serrano Genomics head office now.
Wow, not only can he remove himself from people's eyesight, but he can also implant things that are not even there. It's pretty an insane ability.
Hold it! Put your hands on the hood of the car now!
Take it easy, boys.
I was told that Mr. Serrano had already gone. Is that true?
Yes, his usual ride to the office already left. Same as always. What about it?
Look at your watch. Is that the usual time he leaves? Well, it looks to me like the AI of the surveillance camera was hacked. Of all the stupid. You guys are such easy marks. You see this?
Interceptors.
Huh? What's going on here?
Although your brains were recording Serrano walking by himself right past...
Man, those things are still plaguing people, huh?
This is what really happened in that kidnapping 6 years ago.
The Laughing Man has abducted Serrano again. Find them. Use any means necessary.
Well, they're hot on his trail, but Laughing Man is like damn near invincible with the level of hacking that he can do.
The view from here has really changed a lot, hasn't it? And I notice your hair's gone white, Mr. Serrano.
I would be that box. To change bodies. Just turn me into that little box floating around.
I had nothing to do with the Murai vaccine rejection.
I realize that, but the Drug Evaluation Council is a bunch of crooks and phonies. I want you to publicly disclose the data showing that your company's micromachines have practically no effect on cyberbrain sclerosis.
It's not a crime to be the first to register a technology that's certain to have future practical application.
That's what damn lawyers always say. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. There's a lot of dynamics going on here that are really interesting.
You've no comprehension of how much damage would be caused by a loss of faith in the use of medical micromachines right now.
At the very least, can't you concede the effectiveness of the Murai vaccine until micromachine therapy finally turns out some clear results?
I almost was giving him the benefit of the doubt, the manufacturer, but because Laughing Man is being very righteous. He's very like just very straight arrow, like untainted. He just has the people's interests in mind and nothing else, and it's very admirable. But for a second, you would think that this guy's kind of talking from like a more realistic standpoint of like owning a business and just the process of having patents, you know, do their thing, and the progress of his micro machines, like not working at first, but eventually doing something.
Any damn micro machine that happened to be up for approval back then would have filled the bill. If you know how corrupt the shitty medical industry is,
then can you honestly tell me that none of it has anything to do with you?
But see, now Laughing Man's hitting him with some really direct questions, which pretty much undid everything, all my benefits of the doubt that I was giving this guy.
Contrary to what you believe, I am not so petty.
I wonder.
I promise you.
But yeah, now we're like bringing up the idea of like it could have been anybody, you know, it could have been any micro machine. And then he asked a really great question. Couldn't you just backed off until you actually had valid, you know, results for your micro machines versus the vaccine? And the guy couldn't say anything back to that. I don't see anything wrong with going that route. Why didn't he just do that?
As a man who has to protect his enterprises, I'm afraid I might not be able to honor my word. Huh?
No! It's not fair! Look straight into that camera! I demand you tell the world the truth!
And here we are. This is how it happened.
But the 2 days I had spent with you developed into a major kidnapping event that shook our whole society. As soon as you and I left together from my house, a demand for a huge ransom was delivered to my company. Something about that didn't fit. But the police thought otherwise. They were convinced that you had abducted me for the ransom money.
This is really fantastic. How many layers there are to this situation.
We were paid a visit by a man who introduced himself as a member of the Private Support Association of a certain assemblyman. He asked if we would be willing to make a political contribution to this assemblyman. The amount he suggested was equivalent to the public funds plus the demanded blackmail money. This obviously meant that Serrano Genomics had been targeted for a shakedown all along, just because we were the latecomer among the other manufacturers. And by continuing to imitate the event you triggered, they created a fake persona called the Laughing Man.
Ah, so they came up with his name?
The depth of darkness and the hotbed of corruption that I had tried to challenge defeated me, and all I could do was become a deaf mute and avert my eyes from it all. And here I'd been thinking that if I was unsuccessful in persuading you, I'd simply follow Holden's quote and disappear.
So this whole like corporate corruption like took advantage of a situation and then like spun it in their own way, and it just kind of ruined everything that he was doing.
There isn't much evidence, so it's going to be a difficult job to accuse him. But I'll become your copycat because I want to bring him down too.
Just try not to die before you take the witness stand, okay?
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Storm the place!
Subject B is secured. He's alone.
That's gotta be crazy to be in a building and all of a sudden a SWAT team just starts busting in like that. I'd be like, what's going on?
That was one hell of an acting job. With chops like that, you could fool anybody. No trouble at all.
And it's the Major.
So, did you manage to confirm the connection between Yakushima and Serrano?
Yeah, and to his credit, all the information the Laughing Man gave me was true. This should have lit a fire under Mr. Serrano as well. Might work.
And we're just done. Wow. Wow. That was a lot of information. Wow, you can talk about that for a while. Kind of difficult to to regurgitate all that. But yeah, so from what I got from it was basically Laughing Man was trying to pull off what he was trying to do, which was just to simply expose the truth. And, you know, due to other corporations, they were trying to push the micro machines. They didn't care who it was. But this was a big publicity stunt kind of thing to them anyway, or they took it and they twisted it into that, and they created the Laughing Man, and like all of a sudden it's this big like fad kind of thing that he created him into. It basically like diminished the value of like what he was trying to do. And it's crazy to hear him talk about how he felt like he had been defeated, or he just straight up said that he was defeated. Like, because like all the stuff that the corporations was trying to do, in terms of like pushing their agenda, pushing their micro machines to, you know, to basically to be the treatment that everybody ends up paying for, and they end up making crap tons of money off of it, and utilizing the Laughing Man as a craze to like fuel, I think, to fuel the situation. But yeah, just basically just kind of like making a mockery of what he was trying to do. And then like basically the machine was too big. That's the kind of the vibe I got. It was Laughing Man just saw this huge thing at work in reaction to what he did, and he couldn't stop it. Couldn't figure out how to stop it. And it's just like, that must have been what he was feeling. He's just one man after all, even though he's like an amazing hacker. He's just one person. There's this giant machine just working against him the whole time. But not now. Now he sees a way to get through. Things are falling apart for these corporations. Nothing lasts forever. And it's like, what was it all for? You did it for all this, for greed and all this stuff, and for what? You guys end up dying anyway. Or end up selling each other out to protect yourself, or, you know, whatever. It's just fucking crazy, like how many like layers there is to this, because it's beyond just the Laughing Man and Serrano, and it's you know, people capitalizing on that incident at the same time, you know. And that's just a part of what happened, and like has nothing to do with like the response of like the public or Section 9, their involvement trying to figure things out and everything like that. So it's huge. This story is huge. Like it stems from a very small moment, but it's like the things that are built around it are fucking huge. It's crazy. Really, really amazing writing. The fact that someone just like came up with this, you know. Granted, it's based off of, you know, certain realities that happen now in real life, but amazing that they were able to build this around this story. So even though there wasn't like a whole lot of action, a lot of great information, really good storytelling, even some good music spots here and there at certain parts. So it's really great. Awesome. That's it for me, guys. Thanks again for watching. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. And I'll see you next time.